Lunchroom is coming up right after.
Established in 1961 and still going strong.
Like, really? No. Shut up.
Radio Caribbean International. We are number one.
And now for the Lunchroom.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Dolor, and I'm sitting in for Alex George Jr. until the end of this week. As usual, I start with the caveats, the principles that guide the discussion and the discourse that I will have with you. Number one, nothing is absolute. Number two, reality is composed by the individual. Number three, cultural influences, more often than not, determines our actions and our reactions. Number four, the supernatural does not exist. We now go into this day in history. We will look at some of the events that shaped our lives happened in the past. On this date, which is 26th of February, in 1401, the English Catholic priest William Saltree was convicted of heresy and later became the first martyr to be publicly burnt at the stake. In 1616, the Roman Inquisition delivered injunctions to Galileo demanding he abandon his belief that the Earth and the planets revolve around the sun. He was almost executed as well. In 1895, Michael Owens of Toledo, Ohio, got a patent for a glass blowing machine to make glass bottles. In 1930, the West Indies first test cricket team got a win by 289 over England. That was a big deal because, as you know, English had been dominating cricket before that and for a long time. In 1975, the first televised kidney transplant occurred. In 1977, the first flight of the space shuttle atop a Boeing 747. As you would know, since then the space shuttle has been decommissioned and no longer flies. In 1983, Michael Jackson's album Thriller became number one and stayed at number one for a full 37 weeks. In 1998, on that date, 26th of February, Oprah Winfrey was found not guilty in a beef defamation trial brought by the Texas cattlemen. In fact, this story provides some evidence, as this is a very good example of the power of a star. Because by virtue of just Oprah Winfrey saying that she would not be eating any more hamburgers, the sale for beef and so went down by a significant percent, sufficient enough that the cattlemen lost a whole set of money. These were some of the events of interest that occurred on the 26th of February over the years. We now go into the chili dish.
Serving now, the Daily Dish.
Today's daily dish is coming out of a spin-off, if you wish, of yesterday's show. Yesterday, we had a show where we spoke about calypsos and the reasons for calypsos and so on. And I mentioned a song, Rum and Coca-Cola, and I indicated that I did not know who the singer was. I have since found out who the singer who sang that song originally, and I will therefore provide you with some information on that song. And I will tell you why I think that it is so important to understand some of these things, because to some extent it shows how people who don't have means, or as Sanderson sometimes say, kilikitik, how we are disadvantaged. Let me read. The calypso version of Roman Coca-Cola was originally performed by Lord Invader, a calypso musician from Trinidad. His version of the song included social commentary about the impact of American soldiers on Trinidad's society during World War II. Lord Invader, born Rupert Westmore Grant on December 13, 1914, in San Fernando, Trinidad, was a prominent calypsonian known for his distinctive gravelly voice. He began his career in the mid-1930s and quickly gained recognition for his biting lyrics and carefree melodies. His tailor gave him the moniker Lord Invader, suggesting that he would be invading the capital when he moved to Port of Spain in 1937. Lord Invader competed in many calypso competitions, including the very first Calypso King competition, and recorded for RCA Bluebird. In 1941, he traveled to New York with other calypsonians to make records and promote calypso music. During his time in New York, he became a fixture in the local calypso scene. One of his most famous songs, Roman Coca-Cola, was plagiarized by Murray Amsterdam and became a hit for the Andrews Sisters. Lord Invader sued Amsterdam and eventually won competition, although the final settlement allowed Amsterdam to retain his copyright. Despite the lengthy court case, Lord Invader continued to write and record new music, opening a calypso club in Trinidad and touring the US, Britain, and Europe. Lord Invader passed away on October 15th, 1961. The point here is that, notwithstanding, there must have been significant evidence. Because if you listen to the two songs, once you listen to the two songs, you know that the version by the Andrews Sisters was a version, a copy, a thief, if you wish, of Lord Invader's song. But yet they refused to give him the rights, the copyrights, because, as you know, a compensation is just a one-time payment. Whereas with having copyrights, his estate, himself and his estate, can continue to earn millions from the song. But such is life, as I said, shows sometimes how the little man, the little black man, would be disadvantaged when it comes to those things. That, dear listeners, was your daily dish.
This has been The Daily Dish.
Welcome back to the show. As Maureen has announced correctly, I have a guest. I have guests. And I have with me today the charming Dolor Henry. What, you have another name to me? I have only been referred to by Samantha. Is that
Correct, Samantha.
so? What's the
Sammy.
name? How does them Sammy as well?
Yes, it's Dora Samantha Henry.
Okay.
But official name, Dora Henry.
Your official name is Dora Henry.
Correct.
Okay. And so the Sammy comes from the Sam, the Samantha.
The Samantha.
All right. One Samantha I know, there wasn't there Samantha who was a witch. I mean,
Well, you probably know one who was a witch, but this one is not a witch.
okay, but okay, Miss Henry, can I call you Dora?
Sure, you can.
Okay. So, Dora, I mean, it is amazing the sort of leadership skills that you have exhibited over the years. For example, I know that right now you are indeed a distinguished president of the Kiwanis International. And I'll come to the other accolade in a while, but tell us what the being a distinguished president of Cuban is. What does that really mean, and what does it entail?
Okay, so I was the president. I'm actually the immediate past president of the Kiwanis Club of Castries. I served in that role for 2 years. And being a distinguished president, well, I gained that honor in January of this year. I was informed by Kiwanis International that the Kiwanis Club of Castries would have gained the distinguished club, and the president and secretary would be honored as distinguished president and secretary. That means that the objectives laid by the lieutenant governor or the governor of the Eastern Canada and Caribbean, we would have exceeded that. So that would include increasing the membership, performing duties within the club, building the club, stuff like that. And as you would know, the Kiwanis movement or Kiwanis clubs, we serve the children of the world, the children of our community. Our focus is on children.
So what I'm hearing is that you were able to exceed your goals. And
Yes, we would have exceeded our goals.
maybe sometime I'm sure you probably want to come in to talk about the whole question of giving and volunteerism and so on, but that's not for today. Although it is in a sense for today, because the other substantial role that you hold is certainly not one that you're being paid for. At least you're not getting any regular salary. And I mean, I don't know about if you're getting stipends. I don't know. I'm not going to go into that. But certainly volunteerism all the way. The other role that you have, and the position that you hold from November of last year, Dora, is that you are now president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. Am I correct on that?
You are very correct. I'm the president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association. We had our elections in November of last year, and I was victorious.
Oh, victorious. Now, when I heard the word victorious, that tells me that you all had elections and all that kind of thing, campaigning and so on.
Correct. We did have elections. I mean, the
Campaigning,
campaigning was
yeah.
not like the usual campaign. However, we would have to put ourselves forward, and I did campaign
You campaigned?
silently. Yes, I
Okay.
shared my vision and goals with the various clubs within the affiliates of the Athletics Association. So, yes, I did have my campaign, although it was not as
Vote.
correct.
That reminds me. I say that reminds me of the union, of times of the union. I mean, when I was in the union, I mean, we had vote campaigns. We would go to schools with our placard, not placards, posters, and all them kind of things. So yes, I can understand. Dora, you mentioned that you, even when you were campaigning, junior campaign, you had visions and goals for the association. Tell us, briefly as you can, about your vision and your goals. And sometimes people make very clear distinction between visions and goals. I don't know if you want to do that, but talk to us about your vision and your goals.
Okay, so and I did share my vision with the affiliates, like I informed. So I would have, well, with my team, because I'm not alone as a president, you have a team.
Would that be like a party? Like, I mean, did you have a party before? I mean, I want to understand what's going on. So when you were campaigning, and so you had two teams, like so that's like parties in the thing.
Well, I did not have a team. I went up as president on my own. However, they would have been persons you would have wanted to be part of the executive that you probably would have spoken to, but I did not have a team. So yes, we have an executive board of persons who had the desire to be under or serve under my leadership. So yes, that happened. But for me, the vision by 2026, I would want to see the St. Lucia Athletics Association as a dynamic and inclusive hub for athletics in the Caribbean, not only in St. Lucia, but in the Caribbean, be recognized for our commitment, the holistic development of athletes, our coaches, even getting new administrators and officials, and to drive the growth of athletics through training programs and strategic partnerships and that sort of stuff. So my main focus when I got into or was campaigned, as if you would want to call that, is for the first one being athlete development, cultivating a culture of excellence from the grassroots level into elite, because it's not just about the elite athletes. You want to start from the young ones, capacity building, supporting the coaches and the officials who we have and administrators with continuous education and training programs for them. And what I could tell you is that, yes, it is, and to answer your question, it is fully voluntarism, no stipend. And I mean no stipend, I get absolutely nothing. Sometimes we too, as executive members, we even use our own resources to ensure that the work of the association happens. For me, innovation and modernization. The association is an old one, and even our logo it's not a modern one. And the rebranding of the association, we need to modernize our image to attract sponsorship and to increase our visibility both locally and internationally. Push for more international competitions, more competitions regionally, give our athletes the opportunity to develop. And it's not only about St. Lucia. However, we need to go outside of St. Lucia to see what we have. So regional and international competitions, and push for infrastructure development. Currently, well, you would know the state of our stadium. We have an old stadium, the George Odlum Stadium, which it requires rehabilitation, and we cannot use parts of the track. Luckily, we have the Soufre Mini Stadium. Again, I would not want to go in detail regarding the stadiums, but both of our stadiums are not certified. So the push for infrastructure development and having the conversations with the right people, our government, to ensure that our athletes, they compete on good grounds, proper stadium. So that's just a brief. I mean, there's a lot more I could go in detail, but maybe sometime you'll invite me again, or maybe I'll be on another program where I could share more on the vision. But this is just a snippet of.
Very good. You have we have enough time to talk, so we here. Don't worry, we don't go anywhere. Um, I, you would know that I taught for a long time, so I am inclined towards getting people to explain things and to give us more details. Some of the things, and I want to use a term that was used on me some time ago about jargon, and so I want to be sure. I want to be sure that people understand the difference between grassroots and elite, because you mentioned the fact that that your organization is inclusive and looks at both the grassroots and the elite. So is it that let me ask you to tell us how you distinguish between the elite athlete and the grassroots athlete, and whether there are different objectives and goals and so on.
Okay, so the elite athletes are the top performing athletes, or athletes who are at a different standard or level, or they probably would have had more opportunity for competition. So that is what we mean by elite. And the grassroots athletes, or grassroots level, is you could say those marginalized who don't have the opportunity for competition, or even some of those who don't have the facilities, the gear, or the younger ones, so persons who have not really had the opportunity, but starting from that level. So that's basically generally what I mean when I speak to that. Yes.
So, would the elite athletes be in any way connected to persons who are probably based overseas, or you are looking at elite athletes within St. Lucia?
We have elite athletes within St. Lucia,
Okay.
or persons who aspire to be at that level or close to that level, or we have those who are overseas as well.
Okay. I like your term aspire. So what I'm understanding then is that there are persons who may aspire to be elite athletes, but who if this but there are people who don't aspire to be elite athletes, which would, to my mind, mean that if I don't aspire to be an elite athlete, then I'm not really marginalized if I'm grassroots. Are you accepting that
Yeah,
premise?
I understand.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just that I'm just trying to be sure that we understand that grassroots athletes, some of them may be marginalized because they don't have facilities, as you said, but some of them are grassroots athletes, but not because they are marginal,
Yeah.
sorry, but because they want to be.
Yeah.
I'm understanding that. Okay, great. Um, the other thing, by the way, let me just give the numbers so that people
No
can
problem.
begin to call. The number to call if you want to make a contribution or you want to ask Miss, if you want to ask Dora a specific question that it's 452-3046. That's the number to call, 452-3046. And if you want to call via WhatsApp or send your text via WhatsApp, it is 758-724-008. Yeah, so we have a call. Yeah, you're not easy, Miss Henry. That's who has ever had a call. So go ahead, caller.
Mr. Dolor, how are
Yes.
you?
Hey, my friend.
I'm your friend since when?
Since you set me straight, you're my friend. Eh?
I set you straight.
Yeah, man. People take us. People, as a matter of fact, let me tell you, this morning somebody actually told me that the show yesterday was really good, and thanks to Suku for setting me in the right direction. Nah,
Yeah.
I had no problem with that,
Yeah,
man.
well, that's, you're a teacher, I'm a teacher's teacher.
Yeah. Big up yourself.
How you mean? Let me tell you,
Yes, talk to me.
you into sports, eh?
Who into sports?
You
That's
grew
why
up
you're not
into
into
sports.
sports. Don't try that.
Eh?
Talk to me, sir. Talk to Dora. She's the one that's into sports. Talk to at least
No.
athletes.
I mean, did you have any sport you love?
Gaza had boy days. Go ahead. I
That's
play I
let
play
me ask you
cricket.
if you
I
had
play
boy days,
cricket,
Gaza.
football, tennis, volleyball, basketball for Gozile. So talk to me.
Okay, all right, yeah, that's good. That's good. But I just want to this young lady seems to be from listening to her, I mean, is a beautiful soul because you don't have people, she's a rare breed who willing to serve for voluntarily, no stipend, nothing, and to put her time and her commitment out. And I think she's deserving of those who share that same vision, which of course is inclusive of everybody, parents, government, private sector, and everybody, including the existing organizations, to support her. Not necessarily, I don't know. I mean, sometimes you see the politics of these things get in the way, and the people who really want to work because they don't have, they're very full to know how to win these
But
elections,
yeah, you made a point. Let me ask her to respond. You could stay on the line. Miss Henry, Suku, any Suku just got Augustine. I mean, he's not even gonna call her. As a matter of fact,
That's okay. Don't worry yourself.
He's a co-host.
Yeah, the same way I could call you Creflo Dollar.
He's a co-host. So
the same way I could call you Creflo Dollar, you could call me Suku.
no, because no. That's a difference because everybody, if I come here, I go and I ask who is Truscott Augustine by nobody will know, not many people know who that is. As a matter of fact, the first time somebody spoke about you, they say Prescott, and I tell them no, it's Truscott.
No, Prescott.
Yeah. Anyhow,
Prescott.
Yeah. Anyhow, let's continue. So, Dora, he
What's
spoke.
Her name?
Her name is Dora Henry. So yeah, he spoke about the influence of politics, and I imagine you mean partisan politics in that sense. Is that something that
No, that's not what I mean.
Okay.
No, but
I mean within the association.
Oh,
within association.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, have that dynamic because this politics is not just.
I understand. I'm with you. I'm with you.
Sometimes,
because I remember
sometimes the people who are able to get elected to positions.
Yes. That's why.
are not necessarily the best persons in terms of what their level of passion,
Yes, 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 yes.
and thing to see change, and in touch with the youth and so on and so forth. But
And not
because
just what I'm hearing you saying is that you can discern a certain amount of passion and commitment.
absolutely, yeah, but then again, she might run against somebody who understand the dynamics of how to win these elections. And what they very often do is marginalize the genuine people. So you have princes on their feet and clowns in chariots. You understand where I come from?
That's why you use them kind of phrase on me, but go ahead. I'll manage.
You understand?
I'll manage.
So sometimes the people that are elected are not the best person to do what is required. That's what I'm saying. But what I'm saying is that the very fact that she is saying out front there, she's voluntary. That's a lot in today's world. Trust me, because nobody does anything without a stipend, without some kind of thing.
Yes.
This thing is gone out of the window, this voluntarism thing. So if we could get her to that level of commitment, we need to support them people whether or not they have official positions. We need to keep them around the sport to galvanize that kind of spirit. You know what I'm saying? And I think in that regard, I want to encourage her, I want to encourage her to persevere and, keep on doing what she's doing,
Okay.
And the other issue you talk about aspiring. Some people just aspiring to be elite and some are not. But it has to do, there comes a time in the development of the youth, you could make the distinction, you could discern who aspiring to be elite. Because those who don't aspire to be elite, it's all about times and distances,
Meaning
where
what?
I'm coming from, Mr.
No,
Dolor.
that one I already answered.
Yeah,
Meaning
because
what? Meaning
if
what?
you're a runner, you keep a close eye to your times and how competitive they are. Or not just in St. Lucia, but globally. If you look at who is the best and how close you could get to that. The same thing with the distances. I talking about the high jump and long jump and these kind of things. How many? Yeah, you see where I'm coming from.
Yes.
That's
So
those that aspiring to be elite.
yes.
So you could make that distinction.
Okay.
Because
so in other words,
there's
what
a
I meant.
time everybody participating.
So in other words, hold on, so that I be sure I understand, because you don't have much longer, and I want to give you a chance to thank Maureen for playing your song yesterday. So so am I hearing you say, like I said, I like to get things clear. Are you saying I like to get things very clear? So am I hearing you say that perhaps the elite athlete is more, we should look in terms of like the times they have and the distance?
Yeah.
That's the kind of the
and if they see usually when they reach a stage, if they feel they're not making a dent, in
just finish that.
improving.
They should just finish that.
No, well, the call is usually theirs.
Yes, but
So
that's
in
what I'm
other
saying.
words, you don't have to tell them nothing.
That's why I tell them they should finish that. I mean, they should take a decision to finish that.
That's of course, man. Because sometimes you have late developers, people who give up and come again.
Yeah, but you've already agreed that once they get to a point. I mean, you're already 20. If you're already 20, Suku, and you're not making the times required to be competitive on even a regional, I mean, clearly you don't want an organization putting
Exactly.
Exactly. Okay, so we're on the same page. But, so now, okay, Suku, thank Maureen, because
I want to thank Maureen.
Yeah,
I want to thank
not
Maureen.
only did they didn't just play that song. They played I remember Coca-Cola and a whole set of other songs. It's like the show almost determined the programming for the afternoon. I was really happy to hear that.
And I beg an apology to all listeners. I heard on that one day.
Which one?
It's not roaring lion is Lord Invader.
Remember, I said that's why. Why you think I? I didn't want to. But anyway, I like your style. Like you made a mistake, you come back and you say you made a mistake.
Yeah, that's how you mad. That's the sign of.
But
humility,
because
you know.
imagine I had a whole
when you're wrong.
daily dish. I had a whole daily dish on Lord Invader, just so that people
When
can
you're
know it's
wrong-
Lord
when you're
Invader
wrong,
that
you
made the
have- you have
mistake.
to-
Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Yeah,
We're the same boat.
Invader.
Okay.
And you see what that confused me there is the other one, Roaring Lion, had another standard popular of them times as
As
Marianne.
Lord Invader. Okay. All right.
Day, all night is Marianne.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah.
But quickly, last thing.
Okay. Last
I
thing.
want Maureen to play today for me. A simple song.
Because I think that's a request program, man. You
but
you turning the thing into a Sukuga song. You can't. You think
No, but let me tell you.
Yeah.
You don't know the relationship between me and Maureen.
Now Marine giving me pluck already. Tell me that's all right. That's all right. Yeah. So
Because she asked me to ask me for your request. I'm back again. So when you getting involved in that?
Okay, boss man.
I want her to play. You ain't got the request yet by Lord Blakey.
Which one?
Lord Blakey. He's known as the warlord in Calypso. Steel Band Clash.
Steel Band Clash, yes.
To get an idea of what Carnival, in the early times of Carnival and Mass in Trinidad on the road.
Never me again, boy. Never me again to get between you.
Okay, all right, we know it.
Never me again to get between you and Maureen, boy. Never me again.
Never me again.
Yeah, okay.
I love that, man.
Okay, all right. Okay, so, man, take care.
My lady, all the best to you,
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll now take a break for the news on the weather.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You guys have got me cracking up this afternoon, but it's all good. It's now time for a look at the latest weather report. And the latest weather report at this hour is made possible with the compliments of Island Style Thailand Bath.
Island Style, yeah. We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, yeah. We'll have to make the right choice. Island Style, we got the time that will make you happy. Island Style, oh yeah. We make your dream come alive in Island Style.
We are tiles and princess, pieces and ground. Everything you need is on the house out. For the best price and the latest style. Take a little drive down to Island Style car.
We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, quality rice, service choice. It's all an Island Style.
Visit us at our showrooms in Bellarosa, Rodney Bay, on the John Compton Highway, Cass Street, and behind Ruby's Gas Station on the Library Viewfort Highway. Call us on 450-452 or 453-TILE. Island Style, Tile and Bath. When you think tile, think Island Style. This is Radio Caribbean International. It's now time for the weather news.
And now for a look at the latest weather report as of 12 noon today, the 26th of February 2025, and our forecaster this hour is Glenn Antoine. The forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. We're looking at the winds blowing from between the east, southeast, and the east near 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour. The weather fair to partly cloudy. So again, forecast for St. Lucia valid for the next 24 hours. The winds blowing between the east, southeast, and the east near 18 miles per hour or 30 kilometers per hour, with the weather fair to partly cloudy. Marine forecast for seas in a 25-mile or 40-kilometer radius from St. Lucia. For the Castries Harbor, the high tide will be at 22 minutes before 3 this afternoon, and the low tide will be at 10 minutes after 9 tonight. The Vieux Bay's high tide will be at 15 minutes before 4 this afternoon, and the low tide will be at 23 minutes before 11 tonight. The seas are moderate to locally rough. The waves 5 to 7 feet, the same as 1.5 to 2.1 meters in open waters. And there is an advisory out for small craft operators and sea bathers to exercise caution due to above normal seas. So please be guided. Now to the forecast for the Lesser Antilles. We're looking at fair to partly cloudy skies with a few brief showers. And the weather summary indicates the Atlantic high pressure system will continue to generate moderate easterly winds and above normal seas across the Eastern Caribbean during the next few days. And the shallow patches of low-level cloud drifting along the wind flow will produce a few showers over parts of the region during the next 24 hours. So again, the Atlantic high-pressure system will continue to generate moderate easterly winds and above normal seas across the eastern Caribbean during the next few days, and shallow patches of low-level cloud drifting along with this wind flow will produce a few showers over parts of the region during the next 24 hours. That's our official weather report. Don't forget, there's advisories out for small craft operators and seabathers. You are advised to exercise caution, and that is due to above normal seas. Join us again around 7 thereabout in the morning for our next official report on the station. Thank you, Glenn, for the update at this time. The weather was made possible by Island Style Thailand Bar.
This has been RCI's Weather News. For more information, call the Weather Hotline at 454-3452. RCI 101 number 1.
Island style, yeah. We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, yeah. We'll have to make the right choice. Island style, whoa. We got the time that will make you happy. Island style, oh yeah. We make your dream come alive in Island style.
We are tiles and princess, pieces and ground. Everything you need is on the outside. For the best price and the latest style. Take a little drive down to Island Style Car.
We got the time to make you go. We got the time to make you say, yeah. Quality, rice, service, choice. It's all an Island Style.
Visit us at our showrooms in Belarus and Rodney Bay on the John Compton Highway, Cass Street, and behind Ruby's Gas Station on the Library Viewfort Highway. Call us on 450-452 or 453-TILE. Island Style, Tile and Bath. When you think tile, think Island Style.
Welcome back to the lunchroom. My guest, Dora Samantha Henry. She's supposed to be called Dora, so I'm calling her Dora for now. Don't forget, you can call us. The number to call is 452-3046. And if you want to send us, get us on the platform, as I heard people call it, is 758-724-0008. Dora, based on what Suku has said, is there something you want to add to what any comment you want to make based on what he has said, or?
Well, definitely, I can add that persons who know me know I have the passion. I mean, my journey in athletics is not one that just started, although I am new to the executive. I have worked my way up to the presidency, which I started off as the assistant secretary. I served in that capacity for 4 years, 2 terms. And then I felt that because sometimes people think you're a woman and the woman could just be a secretary or assistant secretary. I was performing or excelling at my maximum. So I felt that I could be the president of the association. So I vied for the first vice presidency position. And now I'm here as president. However, I have been a national volunteer. I'm actually on the national volunteers
Roster?
Yes, for over 20 years. Over 20 years, I'm one of the national volunteers who have worked at all major events on island, you name it, jazz, carnival, cricket, and persons associate me. When they see me, they're like, okay, Dora, when do you stop? You don't ever sleep. What do? You always at an event. So I have the passion. I am here to serve and serve my country well. And I just want to see the sport or us as a country do better. And I like things in an organized manner. So I felt the need to vie for the position of president because although I'm not technical, I'm more administrative. But I just want to see things done well.
Okay. At the end of it all, you need both the technical and the administrative for things to work well. And I must say that a phrase or passage that I've always loved, a line that I've always loved from the prophet, a book by Khalil Gibran, who said that it is blessed to give when asked, but it's even more blessed to give out of the goodness of your heart. Because when you give out of the goodness of your heart, the joy really comes out of you giving, and you're not giving it. I hear sometimes people say, you should do that because you never know when you will be in need. The question is, when you do something and you do it out of the goodness of your heart, you're not thinking that you're doing it because when you need somebody to come to assist you. You do it because you get joy from just doing it. Yeah. So on that note, that I don't want to go too much into that because I don't want us to go into into the whole question from the Bible, where Jesus said, "When you give freely." They said, more blessed to give than to receive," and so on and so on. And all these things. So, but you earlier on you use a term that I want you to sort of talk a little more about. You said that what you're looking for and in your term of office is for holistic development. Just like they say, break down a little bit what is holistic development. What does that entail?
Okay, so the holistic development I'm speaking of is the full picture, the whole body. I'm using the word whole, but I mean, it's just not about being athletic or just being part of the sport just because. So the full picture when it comes to fitness, development, training. So for an athlete in particular, it's not just about coming on the field or running or doing your field events, but to get more into the sport. So training for you, development, all of those things. When I speak of holistic, the full person, the full plan. So and it is not just about us being on the field helping the athlete. So we want to say, like, if we know an athlete is struggling, the person probably does not have the means to come to training or even the gears needed. So all of these things to assist when it comes to nutrition and diet, health and wellness. So and that's what I speak of when I speak of the holistic.
You make such a good point because and I will sort of reverse that, if you wish, to some extent. We speak about, and you've spoken about athletes and the need for them to look at other things other than just being on the track or doing being in the discipline and so on. What I think is useful as well is that regular members of the public, even if you're not an athlete, can in fact benefit from doing exercises, from participating in athletic activities. Even if you walk or you run or or you take you do any of things, go and pick mango, dig soil. I mean, I mean, all of these things are physical activities that can in fact help you because I mean, like I say that almost half jokingly, but think about somebody who I know somebody who takes pleasure. He's like he's probably about maybe in 80 or so, right? And up till now, he actually gets coconuts. He doesn't have to do that. I mean, he's not for financial reasons he's doing it, right? He gets coconuts and he busy making coconut oil, right? I mean, because when you have a whole coconut and you have to remove the husk, you have to grit the coconut, yeah, and all of these physical activities and the regular population can benefit from that. I just wanted to take it from that perspective because when you get involved in those things, your mental health is improved. You have stress reduction. You feel better. You even brighter. Your cognitive development and so is there. So that holistic development, I think, is really an important point, and it's not only for the athletes, which so important to them, but it also can work out to the benefit of the regular population. But you spoke about strategic a strategic move. And I'm sure that one of the things that's important about being strategic is that you have some sort of calendar, some sort of set of plans. So tell us a little more about the plans that you have for the organization.
Okay, so The Athletics Association has a full competition calendar. I mean, we don't just do um, competition or meets. We do have different programs as well when it comes to training and development. But our competition calendar runs from October until the September, October of the following year. So we started our year, in fact, before my commencement of my term. We in October we started very active with having a league meet across country in the south of the island, and then we had for our Creole or Juni Creole, we had a Creole run, which it was very well attended. That was from our Chok to Pigeon Island, and every month of the year we have activities. So in November, we had a mile run series. So we try to put activities for all our athletes, our field events athletes, our sprinters, our middle and long distance runners. Um, so every month of the year we would have had meets or events so that we cater to our various athletes. So recently we had, well, for the month of February we had our Independence Games, which ran over three 2 weekends, because again, because we don't have a full functioning stadium, we had to have our field events at one stadium and our track events at another stadium. And our upcoming event, we have our national junior championships, which will be held again over 2 weekends. The weekend of the 8th to the 9th, we would be having our field events at the George Odlum Stadium. And the 15th and 16th, we have our track events. And this is a Carifta qualifier. We're trying to qualify athletes to get the opportunity to represent St. Lucia at the Carifta Games, which will be held in Trinidad and Tobago. It's an under 17 competition. So, and it's a major competition that our athletes look to qualify for, our young athletes. So we want to do all what we can to give them that opportunity to qualify. The hope is that this year our contingent will be a little bigger. We are currently the pole vault. We hold the pole vault medal or pole vault record. So we want to ensure that we retain that. So again, every month it's a busy season for us, busy calendar. Sports season is there. And we also sanction meets. So the Island Champs, it used to be called Inter-Secondary School. It's now Island Champs. We sanction that event that will be run by the Ministry of
Just to
Youth.
be sure, because the word sanction can mean that you put it that you punishing people, or it could mean that you're supporting it. In this case, you mean
We support it
you're
because
supporting it, right?
a lot of people don't know, and maybe we have to educate people. The St. Lucia Athletics Association is the governing body for the sport of track and field on island. So therefore, any group, any club, any organization who want to have a track and field event should come to us to ask us to support or give the
Green light.
Yes.
Yes.
To have those events. A lot of persons don't, but many persons do ask for our support and us to approve the event. So, yes.
So, but just I know you have a lot of other things, but I just want to ensure that we have as much clarity as possible. So let us say you say that we have been Carifta Games.
Carifta Games.
Which one?
Carifta Games.
Yeah,
Yes.
Carifta Games under 17 or just
Yes, under 17.
okay, under 17. So you have a meet in St. Lucia and people come. Somebody comes first. Does that mean that if somebody comes first in that way that they qualify, or because you say about it's to qualify for Carifta meet? What does it mean to qualify?
So all major competitions, there are standards.
When you say major, what you mean, like Carifta and so on?
Carifta and the World Championships and Olympic Games and all those big meets. So we have standards for those meets. So for instance, let's say even if you come first, but if you don't have the time or the standard you're not at that level, it doesn't guarantee that you will be selected
Again, be careful. Is it that it doesn't guarantee or you will not go? If you don't
You
give
will
them,
not. You will not go. However,
okay.
our technical committee, who normally does a selection or recommendation
Mhm.
for those athletes, they may justify for if an athlete is very close to the time
Okay.
or close
Okay.
to the mark, they
Mhm.
may justify, okay, this athlete has improved, and we should give that athlete an opportunity to represent St. Lucia. So yes,
So because he
things
can be
like that could happen.
motivated because of
Exactly.
the experience and so
Because
on.
you want to develop the athletes. You don't want your athletes to remain on the soil. You want to, and that's how they would grow and learn. So
Yeah,
yes.
because there's the experience of going, on a big stage can motivate them and
Yes,
motivate others as well.
for sure, because you could be the best in St. Lucia, but when you go out there, you lapo, sorry,
Lapo.
you lapo, you know, sometimes. So you need the athletes to get that opportunity to see where they at, and then come back on to the drawing board, and you know.
Got you. Let me ask another question before you go back to some of your do you have, if there's any other thing that you want to speak about, but in terms of your calendar. But what I want to know, how can an individual find out what is going on? Do you have a website? Is there a medium? Do you sponsor a program or something where people can get to know what when I say program, I mean on the media? Or do you have a Facebook page and so on and so on?
So we do have social media presence. We have a Facebook page, an active one, St. Lucia Athletics Association. We also have an Instagram page as well, St. Lucia Athletics Association. We're in the process of developing our website. So we will be, maybe sooner than later, we're just trying to build on information to get our website up and running. We do not currently have a program. However, we aspire, and I want to put it out there, we will be having a program soon, because we need to educate persons, because persons tend to have a notion that they know what is going on in athletics, or they know certain things, and sometimes when we speak to them or we share information, they're like, okay, we did not know this is what happens, or this is that way. Or so we would love to have a program, and hopefully soon enough, maybe an RCI or another
No, RCI, you coming? You're not going anywhere. You come here,
an
RCI.
RCI will give us some airtime. But yes, but we have social media presence, and if you would like to know anything about the Association of Athletics in St. Lucia, you could always reach out to our executive members as well. Or myself in particular, I won't share my telephone number, but I could share our email address. You could always send us an email. We will respond to you. It's LCA at the @ mf.worldathletics.org. So this is our email.
That's not like the exam, man. Wow. But because you have the opportunity, I mean, and you have a very large audience now. Can you think of one? Say you spoke about misconceptions. Can you think of one misconception or something that comes up often that you have to clarify sometimes, or is that something you want to do at another time?
I could do it at another time. However, and I come to the misconception that persons think it is paid with a paid role, because I get that very often, that you're getting paid to do this, and I have to often tell persons, no, it's volunteerism. So that is one of the major misconceptions.
Well, for me, I don't know if it's not a misconception, but I'm not sure, and so I want to ask you, how does the St. Lucia Athletics Association relate to the Olympic committee? Is it Olympic Committee or
Olympic Committee? Yes,
Yeah.
Olympic Committee Inc.
Yeah.
Well, we are part of the Olympic Committee.
Okay.
So, and a lot of our funding and support we get from the Olympic Committee, but we are part of the Olympic Committee.
Okay. So am I to understand that all sports that happen at the Olympics, if we have a chapter of that in St. Lucia, that chapter or that association would be part of the Olympic Committee?
Yes, most of our federations or associations are part of the Olympic Committee.
Okay, great, great. So tell me a little more about your term because I know you mentioned that it's like 2 years.
2 years.
Mhm.
So the stint is 2 years. We are trying to, well, we our constitution, because most of the federations in the region, they have a 4-year term. So, but for St. Lucia, we are 2 years. We trying to have, well, we have updated our constitution. It has not, we have not passed it as yet. However, my term is 2 years.
Mm-hmm. To me, I don't know. I that's just a personal perspective. I don't think that one person should be head of an organization for 4 years, because I think it sort of uh, causes the organization to to become the person. So when people think of the athletic association, because you've been there for 4 years, they keep thinking that you still be the head. But I would still buy into the a 4 year stint in the sense that you have 1 year as the income as the president elect, 2 years as the president, and 1 year as a past president. And I just giving you all that advice for free.
As usual, giving us advice for free. But there's a lot that in 2 years that as a president you would want to do and you cannot do, because as you know, the time would pass by so quickly. So like you, in a way, I agree that a president should not be there for so long.
But in addition to that, Dora, if and because you are building up a team, right? Because you're building a sort of a legacy in a sense, but the legacy is not for you. The legacy is for your team. So when you come in and you do your 2 years, then somebody will take over from you, and so there's continuity. Because to my mind, if you come in and you figure you have to, yes, you might have a legacy and you might want to come to do something in particular, but I think the whole idea of having continuity is so critical and so important. Now, because we're talking about athletics, we couldn't leave if you didn't tell me what are your thoughts on what do you think of Julian Alfred's accomplishments? Yes, I see you smiling. I mean, and you're ready to talk. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, like every St. Lucian, I am
Just now we have a call, I think. The call. Yeah, we have a call, so let's take it. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hi, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Just calling to wish Miss Henry all
Henry.
the best as president of the St. Lucia Athletics Association.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when a woman is at the head of something, there's always progress.
When men at the head, there's progress for you. What kind of thing is that you're trying there?
You give the lady a lot of hard time there. And there's no problem in staying 4 years as a head of an association, an organization, as long as you excel in what you do, you bring a lot to the table and people can feel and benefit from what you're doing. There's no problem.
Thank you. Thank you for that. Thanks for that.
Thank you. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much. Appreciate it.
Okay, then. Bye-bye. So, yes, Dora, you say.
I mean, I am super proud. I was really happy. And I mean, I was first vice president during the time of the Olympics. Not in St. Lucia at the time, but I cried tears because
you
I was,
cried?
yes, I did cry. I was in Canada at the time during the event, and I was just so happy for St. Lucia because I felt that united us as a people and as a nation, and that seeing this historic moment, I mean, personally, I was just elated, and I know I was happy to be part of the association for that win. And it gave me hope for a lot more, to an inspiration as well. I know we have what it takes. There are plenty of other Julian Alfreds, or well, persons in their own right, but I think this united us as a people and gave us a lot of hope for great things to come.
The one thing I found that such a coincidence was that song "Dumb Production" and
Oh,
when it came
yes.
out. And I mean, the two things that I mean, it couldn't happen. You could have, to my mind, it would be difficult to get a better song for that particular time. Any last words, Dora?
Last words. So I have vied for this position. I am serious about it. I am going to give it my all. But it is not just about me, it's about us, all of us, the entire St. Lucia. We need the help. The association does not have money, but we will get there. We will get the money. But we are calling on volunteers, persons who have interest in serving as officials, who want to give back, who want to give their expertise on certain various whatever topics or fields, because we need the sport to grow. It is one of the most popular sports, and as you could see what is happening before our very own eyes, we are the Olympic nation. So, but we cannot do it alone. We need the help of all. Reach out to me, reach out to any of my other executive members. And I just want to say thank you to persons who have reached out already to support. And I look forward to even greater things happening in athletics in St. Lucia.
Thank you very much, Dora. I mean, and we know for sure that there are lots of social benefits to come out of athletics, and as you rightly said, you want the entire community and the society to be involved. Thanks again for being with us. Listeners, you've been in the lunchroom, and we look forward to seeing you again or being with you again tomorrow.